Our brother in Ghana has come out to plead with the president of Nigeria and the FTC minister how he's about to lose his estate in Nigeria. Guys, let's watch it out and see what our brother is saying.
My name is Kojo Ansah Mensah. I'm the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Jonah Capital Nigeria Limited, Houses for Africa Nigeria Limited. My company also owns the Gallery Clubhouse in River Park Estate. I've been operating in Nigeria since 2012 as the Managing Director CEO of the aforementioned companies. We have been operating under a development lease agreement that was signed between Jonah Capital Nigeria Limited and the Federal Capital Development Authority in May 2000. This agreement has been subsisting to date, and we have been enjoying peace and quiet whilst we develop River Park Estate, which is the subject matter in this whole dispute that has generated over the past 2 years and snowballed into something that is not. Jonah Capital has over the years employed hundreds of Nigerian citizens and created over 200 direct employment, spent millions of dollars to transform what was a forest into River Park as we know it. Jonah Capital has invested in critical infrastructure from electricity, road, water, which was the obligation of the FCDA, but the company has borne this responsibility and spent millions of dollars, employed Nigerians, hundreds of Nigerians, created communities and homes for thousands of Nigerians and foreigners, including diplomats from Ghana High Commission, ECOWAS community, among others. Now the company is under attack. The staff and management of the company are under attack, and that is the subject matter that is being contested at this moment. The matter between Jonah Capital and FCDA started specifically when we observed in the newspapers that the FCDA was issuing title documents to parties that were not sanctioned by the company. We wrote to the FCDA and the FCT minister to express our concerns that the COVs and ROVs that had been issued were not at the instance of the company, which is a serious matter of impersonation of officers of the company. This led the FCT minister to set up a ministerial committee sometime in August last year to look into the ownership of River Park Estate. The committee wrote to us for documents to establish the ownership of the estate, which we submitted to them. In September last year, the FCT minister report in several media interviews stated that the ministerial committee had concluded their work and showed that Jonah Capital was the bona fide party in the development lease agreement. The FCT minister was very clear that the competing parties had no interest in the development lease agreement. The FCT minister also further went on to state that he had revoked the development lease agreement because the agreement had expired by a fraction of time. Now, we disagreed that the agreement had expired. The FCDA, through the General Counsel, wrote to us about this revocation. We responded that we did not agree with that position of the FCT minister and submitted documents to show that. Be as it may, in April this year, the FCT minister invited us to a meeting in his office where the competing parties who he had established that had no interest in the estate were also present. The FCT minister told us that those title documents that had been procured by the parties illegally were going to be reinstated and that he was going to stand by his revocation of the DLA. Now, we found this odd that the party that the FCT minister said had no interest in the development lease agreement and had been legally established that had no entitlement in the DLA to the courts. Now, what happened on the 27th of June and 29th of June was an escalation of this entry into our property, where thugs accompanied by armed men, entered into the recreational center known as the Gallery Clubhouse to start digging in portions of the land, of the property. The Gallery Clubhouse is the main hospitality and recreational facility that serves residents of the estate. This matter was captured on video and has been circulating through the media, so I need not over-elaborate on what had happened. But what is clear, that these men were acting under certain instructions because the clubhouse is adjoining one of the lands that belongs to the company. Now, this land is where the football club, which is a corporate social responsibility of Gallery Clubhouse, which it serves as an academy for the kids, play. In fact, when in April, the FCT minister made the pronouncement that he had taken over the lands, our managers took our company equipment to go and smoothen this pitch to enable the kids have a facility to practice their game on. My staff were arrested and held in custody for 2 days. The equipment that they used to smoothen the ground was impounded at the DPO station in River Park Estate. The staff that were arrested were held for 2 days. We went to all the police stations, from River Park police stations to the Lubwe police station and the FCT command. They were not there. We only found out a day after they are being held that they were at the FCDA police station, where they were held for 2 days without being charged. Now, senior police officers had to reach out to the CSO, who admitted that he instructed their arrest under the direction of the FCT minister. It took our lawyer to reach out to the FCT minister before these men, my staff, were released after 2 days. Following this was when the erection of the wall on this property started. The same men who are erecting this wall on this property are the same men who, after completing the erection of the wall of this property, entered the clubhouse and started destroying this property. So all these sequence of events lead us to no doubt that these actions, these attacks on our property and our assets are being done with the direct consent, knowledge, and approval of the FCT minister. When it comes to the ownership of River Park Estate, this question has been answered by the FCT minister himself. And this is public knowledge through his interviews that he has granted on channels, where his position on the development lease agreement governing the development of River Park has been undisputed, unimpeachable, and very clear. The company, Polo Homes, has no locus in the position of the development lease agreement. Polo Homes only acted as a contractor to Jonah Capital, for which they were duly compensated. The matters between Jonah Capital and Polo Homes are presently in court. So I'm not going to speak to the matter, but refer to the fact that these matters between Jonah Capital and Polo Homes, where Polo Homes has encroached several lands belonging to Jonah Capital, are matters in several courts in Nigeria. The ownership of the DLA or the parties to the DLA are very clear, and are clear in the words of the FCT minister himself. The issue of the status of the development lease agreement is what is seeming to be contested. However, the development lease agreement is a living and breathing document between Jonah Capital and the FCDA. It makes the room and provision for dispute resolution. The minister has one position, Jonah Capital has the other position. The only party or the only arbiter that can make a definite pronouncement is the court of law. We have taken this matter to court, and the FCT minister and the FCDA have been duly served. So we are appealing to His Excellency, the President of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a friend and brother of Ghana, His Excellency the President, on January 7, 2025, was the guest of honor at the inauguration of President Mahama in Ghana, where he said, "The bond of brothership between Ghana cannot be broken." Mr. President, Ghanaian businesses in Nigeria are being attacked unjustifiably, whilst a matter that's in court by the FCT minister. We are not asking for any favors. We are not asking for your office to enter the matter. We are just asking that our peace and security be respected by the FCT minister, whilst a matter that is in court takes its course. We are saying and appealing to your office, Mr. President, that this matter is in court. This matter has been served on the FCT minister and his office. The FCT minister must respect the fact that we as foreigners also have rights. We as foreigners are defenseless. We as foreigners are minority, and our only resort is to use legal channels to ensure that our rights are respected. So we are appealing to you, Mr. President, that all we are asking is that a matter that is in court be respected and let the court take its course and our privacy and security be respected in the process.
All right, my people, this Kojo Ansa Mensah has come out to plead to the Nigerian government, to plead to the President of the Republic of Nigeria, to also plead to the FTC Minister, Nyesom Wike, to come to his rescue on how he's about to lose his estate in Nigeria. Guys, this is something that the government have to look into, because Nigeria is a country where we have been struggling to attract foreign investors. And when it comes to attracting foreign investors, the best person to start with is your neighboring country. And this our brother have made an attempt to come and invest in our country, Nigeria. River Park Estate. And now he's being marginalized, allegedly. He's about to lose his estate. He's about to lose his money he's invested in this country. Please, the government have to do something. Our dear president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have to do something. The FTC minister, Wike, you have to do something. This is not a good news for us. This is not a good news for us. We have lost many international companies in Nigeria due to lack of power. This one is estate investment. We cannot afford to lose this. Please, let's protect the interest of our foreign investors. Look at how many people the young man allegedly, how many people he have said he employed. How are we going to consider those people if you lose this investment? Had it been that we are considering the foreign investors, we are considering the employment they are creating in our country. How many companies are creating such a huge amount of people? How many companies are creating such a huge amount of employment in Nigeria? So please, whatever is it, let's consider this young man. Let's consider how this company is going to help our country, Nigeria. Let's consider how it's going to ease the housing problem in our country. So please, let's not take this for granted, please. Let the court decide. Let there not be any marginalization because it's not from Nigeria. Let there be no marginalization. Please, let's set things straight because it's going to tarnish the image of our country, Nigeria, outside the country. It's going to scare foreign investors away from coming to invest. So please, our dear president, it's time you look into this. The FCC minister, please look into this. The young man alleged that you have already mentioned that they are the legal owners of this estate. So please, let there not be any hanky-panky. Guys, this is what I have for you tonight. Be blessed.